Imagine a world blanketed in an endless expanse of white. Snow falls relentlessly, burying everything under its cold, silent weight. Now, imagine being trapped in that world. Your car a frozen tomb with your two young children looking to you for survival. This isn't the plot of a Hollywood movie. It's the harrowing true story of Jennifer, a mother whose love for her children pushed her to the absolute limits of human endurance. It was supposed to be a simple drive, a short trip that Jennifer had made countless times before. But a sudden, vicious snowstorm descended, transforming the familiar landscape into a treacherous, unrecognizable maze. In a matter of minutes, her car slid off the road and became hopelessly stuck in a snowdrift, far from any help. The engine died, and with it, the only source of heat. As the temperature inside the car plummeted, Jennifer looked at her son and daughter, their faces pale with cold and fear, and knew that staying put was a death sentence. A chilling realization dawned on her. If they were going to survive, she had to do the unthinkable. She had to leave the relative shelter of the car and venture out into the blizzard to find help. But she couldn't take her children with her. They were too small, too weak to endure the brutal conditions. Leaving them behind was the most agonizing decision a mother could ever face. A gamble with the highest stakes imaginable. Kissing their foreheads, she promised she would be back, a promise she wasn't sure she could keep. With nothing but her will to live, and the image of her children's faces burned into her mind, Jennifer stepped out into the storm. The wind was a physical force, a wall of ice and fury that cut through her clothes and stole her breath. Every step was a monumental effort, her legs sinking deep into the fresh powder. She had no map, no compass, only a desperate hope that she was heading in the right direction. The world was a disorienting swirl of white, and the biting cold began to seep into her bones, threatening to shut down her body. Hours blurred into an eternity of struggle. Hallucinations began to play tricks on her mind. She saw phantom lights in the distance, heard voices calling her name, only to find nothing but more snow. Her body screamed for her to stop, to lie down and let the sleep of hypothermia claim her. But every time she felt her resolve waver, she thought of her children, alone and freezing in the car, waiting for their mommy. That love, that fierce, primal, maternal instinct, became her fuel. It was a fire in her soul that refused to be extinguished by the storm. She fought against the wind, against the cold, against the crushing despair that threatened to consume her. She crawled when she could no longer walk, pulling herself forward inch by painstaking inch. Her fingers and toes were numb, frostbite beginning its cruel work. Yet, she pushed on, driven by a force more powerful than any blizzard. She was a mother on a mission, and failure was not an option. Just as her strength was about to give out completely, as her vision began to fade to black, she saw it. A faint, flickering light in the distance. This time, it wasn't a hallucination. It was real. A tiny pinprick of hope in the vast darkness. Summoning the last vestiges of her energy, she staggered towards it. It was a remote farmhouse, a beacon of salvation. She collapsed on the porch, barely able to bang on the door before losing consciousness. The family inside found her, a frozen figure on the brink of death, and immediately called for help. When Jennifer finally awoke in a warm bed, her first words were not about her own pain or her incredible ordeal. They were a frantic question. My children? Rescue teams, guided by Jennifer's desperate directions, battled the storm to reach the stranded car. Inside, they found her two children, cold and scared, but miraculously alive. They had huddled together for warmth, just as their mother had told them to, holding on to the hope she had given them. The reunion was a torrent of tears and relief, a testament to the unbreakable bond between a mother and her children. Jennifer's journey was more than just a story of survival against the odds. It's a profound reminder of the incredible power of a mother's love. It's a love that can defy blizzards, conquer fear, and push the human body and spirit beyond all conceivable limits. She walked through a frozen hell, not for herself, but for the two small lives she had brought into this world. Doctors were astounded that she had survived the exposure, let alone walked 4 miles in such conditions. They called it a miracle. But for anyone who has ever known the depth of a mother's love, it's something more. It's the most powerful force in the universe, made manifest in one woman's desperate, heroic act. Jennifer's story teaches us that, in our darkest moments when all hope seems lost, it is love, our family, for our children that can give us the strength to keep going, to take one more step, and to ultimately find our way back to the light. It's a story that'll stay with you long after the snow has melted. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this incredible story with us. If you were moved by Jennifer's journey, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more true stories that inspire and amaze. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay safe and cherish the ones you love.